Hey everyone, in this video, we are creating a simple code generator using HTML and CSS. It's a great project to practice for front-end skills. So let's dive in. So let's change the title to code generator. Code generator. So between the body, so that's where our code will be. So we create a div. So inside the div, we have h1. So let's write code generator. Code generator. So after the h1 we have the p tag, so that's where the quote will be. So just write this text. So that's it. So after the we have another p tag, that's where the author, that's where the author will be. So in this p tag we have the id of quote, and the second p tag will have the id of author. And let's create a button under it with the id of btn. So new quote, new quote. So let's save it. So we are going to style this code with the CSS. So let's preview our code first. Can we see? This is just the HTML, just the structure. So let's come back to the VS Code. So we have to link the CSS with the HTML. So let's come to the edge and then link. That with the URL will be style sheet. So the href, so that will be the name of the CSS file. Style.css, and then close. So let's save the and come to CSS. So let's start the body. So body. So in the body we have the font family. The font family. We have the font family. So let's use area like this. So we have the display flex. So we have the justify content, center, align items, center. So we have the background color, So let's add the color code. Let's use this color. So and the height of 100 VH. So let's save it. So let's come to the page. You can see the background color is already there. So let's start the container. So this place, let's give this div the class container. So let's copy the class and come to the style dot container. So let's give it the padding of 30 pixel. border radius of border radius of 10 pixel. So color, I mean the text color of white white. So background color of, let's use this color code. Let's use this color code. So let's save the, let's come back to the page. Can you see? So next thing, let's make the text align center. So center. So it's looking, so let's type the h1 text. So come here, h1. So let's give it text align left, text align left. So let's give it the padding bottom of 20 pixel. So that's cool. So let's come back to the button. So we give it the ID of btn. So let's use the hash btn. So border none, background color. So that will be, let's give it white. So border radius, let's give it 5 pixel, 5 pixel. So display, flex, justify content, center, align items, center. So let's give it the width of 120 pixel and the height of 35 pixel. So let's preview the code. So let's give it the margin of 10 pixels from the bottom and top, and auto from the left and right. So, and let's add some over effect. So come to this place, btn over. So let's give it the background color of, let's just twist the white. Let's do something like this, gray, and save. Let's come back to the page. So as you can see, so, and then let's give it the cursor pointer. So that's looking good. So we are going to add the JavaScript. So that will make it function. So let's come here and link the JavaScript file. So after the code, before the body, so let's link the, so that will be script. Yes, I'll see. So the name of the file, that will be script.js, and then, so now let's come to the JavaScript. So we already have the code array. We already have the code stored in the array. So now let's get all the elements in the CSS. That means we are going to get the code, the author, and the button. So let's come to this. So let's use const quote element equals to document dot get element by id. So that will be, we use quote, quote. So let's duplicate it 3 times. So let's change this to auto, auto, and this ID to auto. So this is the button. So the ID we use is btn. So we are going to add the event listener on this button. So that will be button, button dot add event listener. So that will be when the button is clicked, comma, to add the function. So this is where we are going to call this code, that is const, const random index. So we are going to get a random index. So equals to math dot flow into bracket. So that means we'll get the random dot math, random dot math. So what with the quote dot index, sorry, quote dot length. So let's change this to random index. So going to call the random index const const const. So we'll get the random quote. So that will be quote to bracket. So quote and add the array of random index. So this should be quotes. So that means that's the, so now let's call the quote. So that means for the quote element equals to quote element dot text content equals to random quote, random quote dot text. So to get the author, that will be author element dot text content equals to, so let's add the random quote dot text sorry, dot author. So that's the name of the author in the array. So we save it. So this should be element. So we save it and come back to our web page and let's see. So I click on the button, not working. So there should actually be one error. So let's check. Oh, random quotes. There is an error. There is an error. Oh, this place it should be math dot random. So let's save and come back to the web page. So when you click on the button, so it generates random quotes. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos like this. So see you later, guys.